Today is March 2020. It's a Monday, and it's the day 8th of our self-isolation, and pretty much we are at home. And we try to stay inside as much as possible. It's getting really tricky now. But I mean, the world is facing much more harder hit in these days. There are especially bad news from Spain, France, United States, and some other countries. So we'll delve deep into the numbers. But before that, I think thankfully I'm okay. My parents are okay back in India. They are taking all this precaution not to go out or like wash hands and all that. My brother, sister-in-law, and kids are doing fine. They're staying at home. They're trying to work from home. They're trying to get a lot of exercise done these days. So just make sure that they're all staying healthy. All of their friends are really fine, and my friends here are like really doing great. They are isolated, and then they are working really hard on their projects and stuff. They basically do not have a lot of issues, but everybody is in like mental state, as WHO has already said. They all have this problem of we are all isolated, we cannot go anywhere and stuff. But it's a time this shall pass too. But probably we will just you'll have to stay strong at this moment. I think everybody knows that, so nobody is like really coming and then getting hard on themselves. So we try to organize regular Skype chats with our friends, and sometimes we get along in WhatsApp or video call and stuff. So I think the still life here is pretty much better than in many other places. So I think we'll look at the numbers. So I have added a top slide of what is the global state at the moment. So globally, if you look at it, you can see that there are 378,842 cases. Total number of deaths reported so far. This is all at 8:30 CST, Central Time Zone. 16,510 people have died. Recovered are 102,000. So that's like a pretty decent enough number on the recovery side, but the number of people who go through the hardship is really, really high. And these numbers, the number of recovered, many other people have extremely struggled a lot in order to get through this thing. So we have to just see this number as like very promising, but at the same time understand that it's like very tough to go through this thing. If you look at the total number of cases, so you have to see that China is at the top. It has 81,171 cases in total, and 79 new cases. That's like really something which is alarming at the moment. Somebody is bringing in the disease from other places. Italy has 63,927, 4,789 new cases, but I think that is also hitting a plateau. That's at least we hope that we are hitting a plateau. The United States, on the other hand, has 43,734, 10,168 new cases. That's like really alarming at the moment. Hopefully we get the test done sooner, and then we try to hit the plateau as soon as possible. Spain, 35,136, 66,368 new cases. That's also really, really bad. Spain is taking a beat right now. Germany, 29,056, 4,183 new cases today. Iran, 20,049, 1,411 cases today. France, 19,856, 3,868 new cases. So we really see that in Europe, it's a tough time. It's still not over. It's still so they are still battling the coronavirus. The implications of that is like being tracked very meticulously. We hope so, but we don't see any great progress. At least in China, we see a plateau, but in other places, like especially in like Spain, France, UK, we are. I think we are not so sound. Hopefully, we'll see plateaus really soon. That is the only hope. We do not know how we're going to hit and when we're going to hit the plateau, but I think we are pretty hopeful that we'll hit by the end of this week or the early next week. But in the United States, I think the main Reason why these high numbers are is from one state, the New York. And New York is like 20,000 cases in total. But I think New York is like having a tough time dealing with both with the tests and with treatment and how to contain the diseases and all that. I think they have requested federal help. They are ramping up their hospital bed numbers. So hopefully we will get to see the effects pretty soon. So governor is very concerned. He has been in constant touch with the media about the updates from New York. But I think so. Probably we will take a week more, at least from the experts' like opinion. We will take a week more in order to, at least a week more in order to get into the split. Hopefully, we will meet it pretty sooner than that. We will go into the death rates that we have seen so far. This is even more depressing, I would say. Italy on the 6,077, 601 new death. China is 3,279 cases. That's like yesterday it was 9. So I did not include the trends today, but I think it is pretty much evident from my last videos how much is it. And I'll add it back tomorrow. And Spain is having an unusually bad time, 2,311, and you see that 539 just added yesterday. That's like really alarming with the Spain. Iran 1,812, 127 new cases. France is 860, 186 cases yesterday. United States 553, 140 new cases of death today. That's like a lot. So we have not plateaued for sure, at least. So UK 335 and 54 new deaths yesterday. So all these places, including all the Middle East, all the western side of the universe is probably getting affected a lot. I think they should hope that all the measures of containment, self-isolation, and then lockdowns are going to help, and then in the coming weeks we will see the results. Pretty much. Hopefully. So yesterday in the video I have promised on detailing about how this virus gets affected. So I am not a medical expert in any way, but I just wanted to inform you guys for the information that I have found online from legitimate sources and from the experts, and I just wanted to tell you what is exactly the reason why the virus spreading, and why I am telling you is the only reason why I'm telling you is because I wanted you to be informed of the stuff and not panic, but see and understand that this is really has a potential to infect you very fast. And I'm just going to explain how it affects probably the moment it hits you and how it's getting reproduced within your system. So just wanted to make sure that the people understand that it is really a bad idea to expose yourself, and you may think that you may not be infected, you may not be affected even if you get an infection, but I think so far we have seen is something different. So probably one of the things that is like they say is the moment you get this virus, so they go into your any like receptors inside your body, which is like it goes right into the lungs. And then once it goes to the lungs, it just attaches to a protein called ACE2, which is like the COVID attaches to this particular place. And once it attaches this to this place, it has it has spikes. It just attaches to this place, this ACE2, and it has two lobes. If this separates into two, it can start reproducing. In SARS, in the 2003 infection, attaching was really hard. It was not able to attach, or it was not able to like separate into two because of a protein in your system and ubiquitously available in most of your systems, most of your body. So this particular protein called ferritin, I don't know some protein. So some protein helps it to split into half very easily. So unlike SARS, or like unlike COVID-1 or whatever it is, so this one has an ability to attach and then split and then reproduce it super fast. So the efficiency of this virus is super high. So most of these infections either causes trouble in the upper air lung area or lower lung area. Upper lung area is really easy to transmit, but it is less problematic and it is less contagious. But in the lower, if it is affected, it is more easy to transmit, and also it is really hard to treat. Unfortunately, this COVID-2 is both upper and lower lung issue causing virus. So it can transmit long before, because it is affecting the upper part, so it can transmit long before you even know that you have symptoms, and you will definitely get symptoms of this later, but at that time both of your upper and lower lungs are getting affected, so your airways are blocked. So that is the problem that we have. I think we should take it really seriously, because I think that causes all the trouble down the lane. So you should try to avoid this thing. No matter how young you are going to get exposed to this thing. Once you have it, most of the time it's going to affect your lungs, at least temporarily. We do not know the effects in long term. At least temporarily you know that its transmission rate is really high. So you're going to get once this virus infects, so the body tries to fight against it, and the moment it fights against it, it is going to pump in more helper cells in order to kill all these things. So that they fight, the cells die, they accumulate, they basically get blocks or your airways, so you don't get oxygen. So that leads you to a need for a respiratory system, artificial respiratory systems. If you do not have it, if you have a lot of pressure on the system, probably you will not get a treatment. You may survive, but you will go through a hard time. That's why we are encouraging people to take vaccinations for the flu, so that you don't go and mess up the existing pressure on the system. So be safe, and then do not try to talk to people. Try to help try to help this movement of self-isolation. India is doing a really good job. The whole country is like in a lockdown for at least till the end of this month, and then probably we'll see more and necessary appropriate steps coming in. And then United States, a lot of states are going into the self-isolation, and we don't see a complete lockdown as of yet, but probably we will see in coming days. We don't know at the moment. Europe probably is like a lot of countries are locking down, so probably we will see a good effect. So I just wanted to emphasize, I'm not an expert, but I'm just going to tell you that, okay, see, this is it's not something that you need to take it lightly. This is something that you have to take really seriously. Just stay away from it. You don't think that, okay, if I get it, I'll be all right. I'm young, it's okay. It's not the case. We have seen cases right all over that people are struggling. If you do not have a proper support system, you may struggle, you may escape, you may come out of it, but you have the struggle, and it's really bad. And we don't want to put the pressure on the system again. We want the system to treat people who need to be saved. Okay, so probably we should all take care. And also, I was deeply depressed by these numbers yesterday, so I was really not able to do anything. So probably you should all be really be worried about your self-health also. You should also be like going out, and then when I say go out, go isolated individual can go, and then you can walk around and then come back. Don't talk to anybody, don't interact, don't just stay around outside for a long time. Just do some exercise, or you can do indoor exercise. There's a lot of people who are in Instagram and YouTube who are exercising online, so you can do with them. Make use of all of these. I can link some of them in my this thing, and I will also link to the article which I have just described, a very detailed article from the experts. They have done a really good job of writing it. They also have an idea. They have the experts' opinion linked to it. Tomorrow, I think I'll tell you how these cells work in their body. Thank you.